From one ancient civilization to another, there was a constant creation of a more advanced world. And while ancient civilizations are very different than what we have today, their knowledge about their land and their resources helped them develop a more complex world throughout time. Construction in early civilizations, such as palaces, temples, tombs, and defensive walls, are very prominent indications of urban life, meaning that those unique structures often determined the complexity of the societies as well as presence of life. In many civilizations, primary materials to make these structures included stone, mud brick, and also wood. But among these basic sources to build, there was mostly a large human labor force. A specific construction is the image to the right, which shows a ziggurat. A ziggurat was a sacred temple, usually with a shrine on top of it. Its significance is that it was dedicated to a deity, which is a god or a goddess. This ziggurat not only shows the presence of past life, but also the high complexity of constructions. Communion centered around religion and personal beliefs. It does not refer to specifically Christianity, but to a more broad idea of religion for a person. In most ancient religions, there were often shrines built to worship a deity, and there were other forms of beliefs as well. For example, the Egyptians mummified important people in order for them to be accepted by the afterlife. Another example is shown in the image to the right. There are jars from the caves of the western shore of the Dead Sea. The jars are pieces of the Hebrew Bible and represent an adjoining of many different religions. Judaism, Christianity, and Islam worship the God of Abraham, and that began with the early Hebrews. Community in ancient civilizations was very important to culture. Throughout time, people have responded to the most basic aspects of everyday life, such as shelter and food. Also, many cultures have seen their own people in a more special way than other cultures. The image on the right shows a variety of pottery from plates to vases. Back in ancient civilizations, they created these items to help keep hygiene, but also for leisure time activities. They showed just how significant the basic concern of health is, and by having these artifacts of pottery, it is seen how important the culture was. Everyday life required communication, whether it was in a language or writing. All cultures of ancient civilizations have communicated ideas through speaking, but there was also writing. Writing was most likely created to track economic records, but was soon extended to more in society. Writing was used to track history, to write laws, and for literature. The picture on the right shows the Rosetta Stone, which is a rock stele. It was written in two languages, Egyptian and Greek, and used three writing systems, hieroglyphs, Demotic, and Greek. It was also written by a group of priests and honored an Egyptian pharaoh. Without the communication of the Rosetta Stone, we would know nothing about the Egyptians today. Commerce in ancient civilizations has to do with long-distance trade, which played a large role in their societies. While there were self-sufficient people that grew their own food and made the things that they need, there were other civilizations with larger populations that needed specific items from others. Trade then became an important aspect in their lives. The picture to the right shows an Egyptian boat with people in it. And while this boat is actually not a trading vessel, it makes an important point about early trade with water. By using water as a source of trade, it not only gave the Egyptians easier transportation, but a larger area of trading with others as well. Lastly, conflicts between other civilizations or themselves have shaped their own societies over the centuries. There is warfare, weaponry, and also laws in this theme. Throughout many wars, empires, kingdoms, and city-states of the ancient world, many would fall or rise from power. When one new empire began, there were recreated laws and also a recreated governing system. There was also new warfare technology and advanced battle tactics in these new empires. An artifact from these wars are the two helmets on the right. The Corinthian-style helmets display how warriors would wear these masks over their face to protect themselves in war. Thanks for watching.